He's not going to, you know, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
He's also,
They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No.
Where I am, I'm working like a my ass off.
I know.
Like Christmas stuff that, you know, who gives a about.
I say we want, you say no thrones. We want. No thrones. We want. No thrones. When I say justice, you say for all justice. Justice.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are tanking in North Carolina, a state that they won in 2024. What you saw there at the outset of this video was a No Kings protest in Lewisburg, North Carolina. The people there were livid. Huge crowds also at the No Kings protest in Charlotte, and good reason for the people of North Carolina to be pissed at the Trump regime. You look at Donald Trump's disapproval right now in North Carolina, it's 53%, only 46% approve. You look at the state legislature generic ballot, Democrats there lead 47% to 43%, and Republicans have had a stranglehold.
Here's a question. What happens when a billionaire who thinks he's untouchable tries to publicly humiliate an EGOT-winning legend who literally has nothing to lose? Well, strap in, because Whoopi Goldberg just gave us the answer, and it's absolutely savage. Donald Trump thought he could score easy points at a rally by trashing Whoopi Goldberg, called her filthy dirty, claimed her comedy was disgusting, said half the audience walked out when he hired her decades ago, and declared he'd never hire her again.
My first priority is, you know, to be a mom, to be a first lady, to be a wife. And once we are in on January 20, it's you serve the country.
It's been bothering me, and it's been bothering me. I would like every Republican out there to stop referring to this man as the president. Mm-hmm. He is not the president.
The former president.
He is the former president. And, you know, nobody can see the future. And the same with the donors. Mm-hmm. You know, you cannot buy the presidency. You can put as much money as you want to, but it's not for sale. So stop calling him the president. He is not the president yet. He's the former president with all the other things attached. I'm sorry.
Especially because he's going to be with.
There's a reason why people in North Carolina are absolutely livid at Trump. Trump's attacked North Carolina day after day. You take a look at the health insurance data. About 657,000 North Carolinians may lose their health insurance under the Trump regime. 125,000 North Carolinian jobs are at risk. The median household in North Carolina are having their costs increased by about $1,700 right now. If you look at how the tariffs have impacted people in North Carolina, just look at this story of Wilson Jones. Now, Wilson Jones voted for Donald Trump. He is a fifth-generation lumber business owner, and because of Donald Trump's tariffs against the world and Trump's so-called Liberation Day, Wilson Jones' business is shutting down. And he said, when I say Liberation Day, I cannot put enough snark and sarcasm in my voice because we weren't liberated.
Classic Trump move, right? Attack someone, rewrite history, play the victim. Except this time, he picked the wrong target. Because Whoopi came back with a response so perfectly crafted, so utterly devastating, that it exposed Trump's entire con in 4 simple words. Before we get into how Whoopi completely dismantled this man on national television, smash that like button if you're tired of bullies getting away with lies, and hit subscribe because we're covering every single moment these comedians expose Trump's hypocrisy. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She's destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
The attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience. Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
See North Carolina businesses suffering just like that business across the state. We're also seeing Donald Trump's cruel and unusual punishment being inflicted on North Carolina through those immigration raids. And this is the headline from Politico. Is the price of doing this worth it? North Carolina Republicans worry about Donald Trump's immigration raids. Now, it's called Operation Charlotte Web, and we know they're not going after the worst of the worst criminals.
So let's rewind to October 2024. Trump's at a rally in Reading, Pennsylvania, and he's just wrapped up interviewing Kamala Harris on The View. Now, Trump doesn't handle criticism well, never has. So at this rally, he starts going after the entire show, calling the hosts really dumb people. But he saves his most vicious attack for Whoopi specifically. Says he hired her once for a comedy show at one of his casinos. Claims her act was so filthy dirty and so disgusting that half the place left.
They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No,
where I am, I'm working like a my ass off.
I know.
That Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children, that they were separated? Give me a break. Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
I cannot go. I was trying to get the kid reunited with the mom. I didn't have a chance. It needs to go through the process and through the law.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said. But instead of that,
Mike, I just want to point out that none of those things were done without permission. Everybody knew it was happening. This, nobody knew when it was happening. Nobody knows how it's happening. You say that it's being paid for by other people, but it's always going to come down to the people. The people are always going to end up paying something. So I don't understand why you don't get that people are saying, wait a minute, nobody asked for, I don't remember asking for a ballroom.
Right. And also to say that Obama put in a basketball court is like saying, oh, should we do bath?
Then delivers what he thinks is the killing blow. I said I'd never hire her again. Here's the thing about lies, they only work if nobody fact checks you. And Whoopi, she brought receipts. The very next day on The View, Whoopi addresses Trump directly. And instead of getting angry or defensive, she does something absolutely brilliant.
In fact, they're going after people who have been working here for many, many years. People who have started families, people who are paying taxes. They're going into the restaurants, they're going into the factories, they're going to the farms and the construction sites. They're going through peaceful communities. And you see the Border Patrol agents and ICE in their military gear terrorizing, harassing people, launching chemical weapon attack on people. It's horrific to see. And the people specifically in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County, and across the state are absolutely livid.
Critics are going hard after a liberal media member for vile comments about Melania Trump. The former First Lady appears to signal her support for reproductive rights in a video out yesterday.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth. Individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
That's unfortunate.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's...
She just asks him one simple question. Are you dumb? You hired me 4 times. 4 times. Not once, 4 times. Let that sink in. If her comedy was so terrible that half the audience walked out, why did Trump keep bringing her back? 3 more times? Either Trump is admitting he's the worst businessman in history who kept hiring someone whose shows were disasters, or he's lying through his teeth about the whole thing. There's no third option here. The audience on The View lost it. Because in that moment, Whoopi didn't just defend herself, she exposed Trump's entire playbook.
So the question is he the future? Is he the future? Well, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
You know, that's the gig, they pay me.
So I read this big time interview this morning, and it's Trump in his own words saying these scary things. But I wasn't as taken aback as I should be, because for the last 4 years, myself, others who spoke out against him have been saying literally line by line what he's saying in his own words in this piece. And it is devastating to me that that is not resonating with Republicans, a party I've been a member of my whole life, that they're just not believing it.
Let's zoom in on the important Senate race that's taking place in North Carolina. You have the Democratic candidate, the former governor there and former Attorney General, Roy Cooper. He's up 47% to MAGA Republican Michael Whatley. Michael Whatley used to run the Republican National Committee. He was also appointed by Donald Trump as their hurricane czar from Hurricane Helene, which has been demonstrative of Trump's hatred towards North Carolina. I mean, they've been slow rolling and denying that aid all along, and it's been absolutely horrific. The people in North Carolina are pissed that the Trump regime is not even providing just basic aid right there.
He rewrites history to make himself look good, counts on people not checking the facts, and hopes nobody remembers what actually happened. But Whoopi remembers. The contracts remember, the payment records remember, and here's where it gets even better. To drive the point home, Whoopi and her co-hosts decided to troll Trump in the most perfect way possible.
Because I do want to get back to this point with the left and Melania Trump. Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And
look, The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it?
When we showed that piece of him with the microphone yesterday, it bothered me all day, and I couldn't figure out why, and I figured it out this morning. I don't want to hear any more parents out there nervous about what their children are being taught, frightened by drag queens reading books to your kids. If what you saw him do did not disgust you enough to protect your kids, I don't want to hear from you anymore.
Let's just take a look at some of the things that Michael Whatley, who's the Republican MAGA candidate, has been saying. He says that he wholeheartedly supports the tariffs in North Carolina and across the country. He says this has made the people of North Carolina rich. Seriously? Here, play this clip.
You know, President Trump is fighting very hard for a trade and tariff policy that is going to work for North Carolina manufacturers, North Carolina farms, North Carolina small businesses. I support that agenda wholeheartedly because we need a international regime that is going to allow North Carolina businesses to succeed.
Remember how Trump called her filthy dirty? Well, the next time they walked out on stage to open The View, guess what song was playing? Christina Aguilera's Dirty. I'm not even kidding. They literally walked out to a song called Dirty, just to throw Trump's words back in his face. Whoopi explained it to the audience. So we walked out to Dirty by Christina Aguilera because it's one of the words that you know who used when he was talking about me.
About the comments that your ex-wife had made about Melania this past week.
You know, I haven't seen him. I really haven't seen him.
That she basically wasn't ready for the White House, ready to be First Lady?
I think she would be an amazing First Lady. She's very smart, but I haven't seen him.
Do you feel like you're in a different space now than you were 8 years ago? I feel I was always me the first time as well. I just feel that people didn't accept me, maybe. They didn't understand me. the way maybe they do now.
She has been stepping out a little bit more publicly in recent months after really being a non-presence during the campaign. She released that memoir. There's that documentary forthcoming.
At that rally. Well, I just felt like, you know what? All of that mishigas about we're concerned about our children, and not a peep out of anybody. Not the evangelicals, not the mothers against whatever. None of them. And I just thought, so that's okay with you. But somebody who's encouraging your kid to read is not.
Here is a news segment, just even from a few months ago, but it's only gotten worse since that time, where we see how horrible Whatley has been in the Hurricane Helene recovery right here. Just take a look right here about how the community feels about what he's doing. Let's play this clip.
As we near the one-year mark since Helene hit Western North Carolina, News 13 continues to ask questions about the recovery and where the money is to help with relief efforts.
Some residents in the Black Mountain area are speaking out against President Trump's appointed Helene recovery czar, Michael Whatley.
News 13's Kimberly King joins us in the studio. Kim, they say Whatley has been absent.
Before we wrap up, I want to make sure you caught something really important that happened throughout 2025. After Trump won the election in November 2024, Whoopi made a decision. She refused to say his name on air, refers to him as you-know-who, or just the president, never speaks his name. Some people think that's petty. I think it's strategic.
Are such vile comments, but they are exactly what the Views audience loves. It is targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now. This is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tensions. The former president says he thinks his wife should be allowed to think.
One of the words that you-know-who used when he was talking about me in particular, but he was talking about us at his rallies. And he spent 2 separate rallies ranting about Tuesday's interview with Vice President Kamala Harris.
For my clients, Mr. Whatley, I'd sure like to know what you could do to help Swannanoa's post office open back up. Or Girton, get both lanes of their highway back. It's still a 1-lane dirt road to Lake Lure.
If Michael Whatley does half as good a job for North Carolina as he did for my campaign, we'll be very happy.
The president was very clear when he came here in January that he is not going to forget Western North Carolina.
We reached out to Whatley's press person and sent questions specifically from the people who spoke. One of his spokesmen did send a response a short time ago. It didn't address any of my questions specifically.
And Michael Whatley told, though, the hurricane victims, still waiting for help a year later, there's been a lot of help. We've been doing a great job. Just like he says, everything in the economy is great.
If you want to see more breakdowns of how comedians are using their platforms to expose Trump's lies and hypocrisy, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We're covering every single moment these late night hosts refuse to back down. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling us what you think about Whoopi's approach, and turn on notifications so you never miss when we expose the next Trump meltdown.
Watch that stupid View where you have these really dumb people. You know, Whoopi Goldberg said, would you participate in a movie? She made some movie on basketball. This was before I ran for politics. She said, oh, you're so great. If you ever ran for president, you'd win. Politics can do strange things to demented people. Her mouth was so foul. She was so filthy dirty, disgusting. Half the place left. I said I'd never hire her again.
Well, thank you for watching.
As it turns out, I was filthy. I was filthy. And stand on that fact. I have always been filthy.
Because here's the truth. Trump can't handle people who aren't afraid of him. And Whoopi Goldberg? She's never been afraid of anyone. That EGOT-winning legend has been speaking truth to power for decades. And she's not about to stop now just because a thin-skinned billionaire throws tantrums on social media. The emperor has no clothes, and Whoopi Goldberg just made sure everyone could see it.